Hey guys, it's Tim, Barker, and James, and we're going to do Splatbook Roulette. Today, something very special. Splatbook from Fate of the Norns. Hayeta, we're going to start. All right, so tell us what this is, Barker. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so Fate of the Norns is a RPG game that is diceless. It uses runes, little stones that you draw out of bags. And this is a book called Fafnir's Treasure, which includes the basic rules, a lot of lore, and an adventure at the end of it. So I have no idea we're going to have.
Me either, but I was going to say, and James, you tell me if you're down with this. Because Be a Better Game Master and your channel and everything you do is... It tends to be system agnostic. It's mostly about inspiration and just storytelling. Let's try to keep the advice system agnostic. So this is new territory for Splatbook Roulette. We've never done a book that isn't a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons book, so we'll figure it out as we go. But I also had something else. With 2 people, we normally do 5 minutes. That means 2.5 minutes per person. Is it breaking the rules to add another 2.5 minutes since there's 3 people?
Yeah.
So we still keep it to 5 minutes.
You still keep it as a 6-shooter if you're playing actual Russian roulette. You don't up the gun.
You don't give it 8-shooter. You don't make it an 8-shooter.
I do have an 8-shooter.
So can I come
does
up...
it use magazines? Because that's a bad game of Russian roulette.
No, I do. It uses that, and then there's one in the chamber. That's the one that nobody knows. I'm like, what?
Can I come up with a better reason that we should keep it system agnostic?
Clip.
We don't know this system.
Yeah, I've owned the book for months. I don't know it.
No, I wasn't trying to make it sound like we would know this system. What I meant was that was me making the excuse that there's no way that I'm going to know this system.
Yeah, not
for sure.
Happen.
All right,
So 5 minutes.
Well, can I hit the timer?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
No, what are you kidding me? This is an officially mandated iPhone timer. No, you
Officially
mandated. He's got it.
It's stamped
James
by the
loves
Attorney
those
General.
mandates.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. And as soon as you do it, you got to...
Yep, and I'll flip it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I point?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, yeah.
You're the guy.
He wants the full...
Unless you want to do it because we're changing it up.
No, that's fine.
Here we
It's
go.
officially mandated point.
Go.
Go. All right, land on a page. Any page you want. There.
Oh, God damn it.
Burning Boar Tavern.
Awesome.
Okay, Barker, you start.
Okay.
Leave it open. We got to read it. Are we
reading the whole section? Or do you just do
No.
skim
Whatever
on
you
it.
want. Anything in the whole universe. Anything inspirational.
Okay, the thing that this reminds me of here is that as to why taverns are important in your role-playing game, but especially I love the name The Burning Boar. And the reason I love that name is because it evokes imagery. So it's called The Burning Boar in my mind because when you walk in, you smell the boar.
I like the idea that like the town smells the boar. Like they're always cooking boar there. You wake up and you're like, oh, well, there's the metal processing plant, that smell. And then there's the burning boar that's coming. I'm like, I love that.
For sure.
I love the fact that, so here's what we're going to do. Have you ever had something that shouldn't taste delicious, but then for whatever reason it does? I think that this should actually be charred on the outside.
Yeah.
Some sort of way that they cook this boar here. And it supports the whole town, but it's horrifically burnt on the outside. Mm-hmm. But when you peel it open, it's the most succulent and tender boar you can get anywhere.
It's like a secret way that they cook it.
So how do we use it in a game? How do we... I mean, that's good imagery. It's a good idea. It's a good concept. But why is that important? How can I use this tomorrow if I run a game? What can we do?
Okay, so... are we talking about the burning boar? Because the reason I think this is important is because we already know what the Burning Boar Tavern is going to be like before we've entered the tavern.
Exactly.
Because it's called the Burning Boar.
Perfect. That's actually perfect because we all had similar advice.
Yeah, for sure.
Without talking about it. So, what are some other ways that you can evoke that without it always being a food?
Well, a lot of people do it with places, like locations. You know, it's very tempting as a DM or a GM to be like, oh, I'm going to put like 3 apostrophes in the name of this town.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to persuade ourselves to be like, nope, this is called Edgewood because it's on the edge of the woods.
Yeah, names happen
Yeah.
because people call it that. You know, there's not usually a naming committee that comes in and like, all right, well, this is called Atrabagafar, and they're like, nope, we call it Edgewood because we're on the edge of the wood.
Atrabagafar. I'm not going to remember that in 5 minutes as your player.
Exactly, and you're going to make jokes about it.
I'm going to make jokes. Yeah, Atrabagafar. Atrabagafart. Ha! You like that?
Yeah. But you would remember Edgewood.
I would remember Edgewood. Exactly. And I think it's important not only for memory, but as you said, it's evocative and it inspires. This is going to sound weird. It inspires inspiration, new inspiration in your brain. Like you're talking about the boar itself.
Players would be wondering, well, why is it called that?
Yeah.
Immediately. But if it's and while it's fun to be like, oh, the Red Dragon Inn, it's like, okay. But I think instead of going with those sort of, I wouldn't call them boring, but I'm try to make evocative names that prompt you to ask, well, I wonder why it's called that, without having to think, Agdrabagafar. Yeah. What does that mean? Like, well, let me put it this way. Here's the tip. Use names in your game that raise questions but aren't confusing.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
so that's a good way to put it.
To me, that will make it more real because, like you said, Edgewood is a thing that people would call it. I even like the idea that there is a real name for the town, but nobody calls it that because everybody knows it as Edgewood. Even on maps, it's written down as Edgewood, and there's probably a guy somewhere who named the town. He got the honor, and nobody calls it what he called it because he made it too complicated. You know, it's already called Edgewood.
I mean, that's as a traveler, that's how I know where it's there. You know, and it's like another thing that when I look at this, and I don't know if you guys like this, and a lot of people don't, and it's cliche, but I love the alliteration.
Oh yeah,
Burning Boar,
no,
Prancing Pony. It's just like,
but if you think about it as a tavern owner, like really immerse yourself. That's a good idea because you're going to remember Burning Boar. You're not going to remember Agrabagafar Tavern. Like nobody cares.
I'm surprised you remembered it. I forgot.
I know
that has changed 3 times. That game. I don't think that. Yeah, I'm like that's not the same thing that I've been saying, but that's why.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing can be said, like you said, for all names. It doesn't have to necessarily be a tavern, but in general, things get names for a reason. In the same way that towns pop up around specific rivers or maybe resources.
Yeah.
Things like that. Things happen usually for a reason.
Yes.
Now this person called it Burning Boar Tavern, but maybe this was a very small village, and he had this special recipe for this boar that he makes. And then slowly more people came and patronized it, and it got bigger, and it was a tavern, and he didn't know what to call it, but that's what the people called it.
Maybe, on another hand, maybe it was built on top of a place where a pig farm had burned down. And that's why it's called Burning Boar. Like, I mean, it's just cool history or lore about the place itself.
And similar to what we did, it can be
you're
really
doing
cool.
You're going over. You're going
over.
No.
You're wasting
and thank you very much.
You wasted the 6 seconds I had telling me I was going over.
You are the one who made us fail last time, because when we're at, right at the end, you go, another thing, and I'm like, no. I'm sorry. I don't want to fail again.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
As a viewer?
Yeah.
It's fun to see you guys go over.
Because you want to know what I was about to say.
Actually, I think it's because I want to see you fail.
Well, go ahead then, James. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's too late.
No, I want you to say. Now I'm just curious.
I think that we should do... I can't think of anything. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, no, what were you going to say before?
What were you going to say?
Come on.
Guys are BITCHES.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I spelled it because the kids are around.
Can I Google that? I don't know what it says.
I don't
what really was I going to say? Oh, okay. So this now seems like a stupid tip after all that hubbub and haberdashery. I think it can be really cool to come up with a name for something and not know why yet. So if you called the Burning Boar Tavern and the players ask why, and you're like, well, they'd have to ask somebody. I mean, you don't ask the DM.
Yeah.
Like, well, you don't know. That's
and another cool thing I like to do lately that I've realized is actually how real life works. There isn't one answer. Yeah. Ask this group of people, and they'll tell you it's because the pig farm burned down. Ask this group of people, and it's it's old Joe's boar. He's
best bacon in town. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's kind of all of them together. That's what makes a legend.
Exactly, and that's why I like that idea of naming things without knowing why they're called that, because it will probably come up later. Sort of.
Yeah.
All right, so now
I want to read as a closing thing. I want to read what it says, and I'm very disappointed.
Yeah,
I think we killed it better than this book.
Oh, tell me. So you do that, and then we're going to close with one other thing that might go poorly, but we're going to see.
The Burning Boar Tavern. Run as a family establishment since Sven built it 17 winters ago, the Burning Boar is known for local seafood dishes, fine mead, and warm, clean rooms. It is one of the largest buildings in town, accommodating up to 20 visitors in the... who cares?
Fate of the Misfires. Why would you do that?
Come on, man. Beggar's Alley, where all the rich people live. No. What?
So here's what I want to try to do in closing.
Yeah.
Let's come up with a tavern name that we don't come up with the reason for, that is an alliteration. That's I'm going to throw it to you two.
You give a letter.
Oh, geez, S. S is
The
letter.
sacred.
I'm going to go swan.
Sacred
Okay,
swan.
perfect.
Is that silly?
Okay, first
I
of
think
all,
it's great, but if it were in Fate of the Norns, they'd say it's the most disgusting, rundown place in town.
I love how you did it, because I think we were supposed to come up with names, but I liked building the name.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it one more time.
Okay.
So you pick a letter this time.
V.
All right, that's a good one. So I'm going to pick the second. I'm going to pick the second word.
So that I can have to come
So that you can have the hard
So I
one.
have to come up with the V? All right, so it's going to be the...
No, I'm going to say the second one. I was just going to switch it up.
He's going to say the first word, though.
I know, but I wanted to say the second one to decide what
Oh,
the
I
first
see.
word
Go
was
ahead
gonna be.
then.
I'm just
All right,
picking
what's the
the second
second?
one.
Okay.
Victory.
That's what I was going to say.
I know, that's the point.
Okay.
Victorious victory.
Victory,
Yeah,
victory.
the Victor.
Wolf.
119 Foxtrot Alpha
That's
Tango
Moon
Charlie.
Moon.
It's the Moon. All right, so if it's... Let's make it interesting. I don't know why it is, but if the second word is victory, I want the first word to be something that wouldn't be victorious. So I can't think of a V word.
No, that was a hard one.
Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic victory.
I thought you said vampiric. I thought you just put V in front of another
Vampiric
word.
victory.
No, I thought you said pyrrhic.
Let's do... All right.
Pyrrhic.
All of you who are Googling your words that start
I thought you
with
just
V.
said vampiric.
So what if it was
How
the
words work?
vanquished victor?
That's
All right,
that's a good one.
All right, changing it
The
up.
vanquished victor. And you put in the comments below why it's called the vanquished victor.
And why it's called the Sacred Swan.
Yeah, Sacred Swan.
So that would be fun. Well,
if I could speak.
this has been Splatbook Roulette with Barker from Be a Better Game Master, using Fate of the Norns and, of course, James and Tim from Tabletop Terrors. Be sure to like this video. And I don't mean the button. Be sure you like this video. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not kidding. Well, I'm
He's not kidding.
I am realizing I always do this.
He's got
like
a
a
shooter
gentle,
on.
chubby.
It looks like you have a tiny head.
I do.
I don't think so. In
Here's
real
the
life,
mistake.
it looks larger.
Can't wear a black shirt with a black backdrop. You get a tiny head.
Or
There's
else
no
you get a
scale.
fistful of gumball machines.
Ooh, there's no scale.
Oh, this is so
gumball.
Matt can be here.
Oh.
Oh. It's a 1. It's the end. You know everything, Jon Snow.
All the things.